can we have an honest conversation? Can we have an honest conversation about how Bob the drag queen chose to play this game? His strategy was trash from jump. Let's talk about it though. What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are here to talk The Traitors, Season 3, Episode 4. I will bury you under the sand. If you are brand new to the channel or a returning viewer that is not yet subscribed, I hope this is the video that changes your mind. Y'all, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, thumbs up the video, leave your comments down below. We gonna shoot for like 100 subs, okay? I know it's audacious, but let's shoot for 100 new subs. Let's shoot for like 500 likes. Something that we can do. We don't want to get too high, not too low. And then leave your comments down below. It's a lot to talk about with this episode. I'm excited to talk about it with y'all. Let's get right into it, all right? So the episode picks up where the last one left off, where Gabby is catching Danielle and Carolyn coming out of the secret bookcase room. Now remember, all the traitors had linked up there because they got that note that they had to go and do a elimination in plain sight. So while they're all up in there, Gabby was just coming up in there to get a drink. So Carolyn and Danielle try to come out as if they were just laughing and talking and doing the butt and having a good time in there, when really they were deliberating on who they were going to kick out. Got to keep your head on the swivel and your eyes on the prize, everybody. So they come out. Gabby is shook, so she kind of runs away because she's like, if they were doing something, I don't want them to eliminate me. I don't want to be the sacrificial lamb. Girl, you are a Bambi, not a lamb. It's okay. We got you. So Dylan sees the door is left open after Bob, the drag queen, and Boston Rob come out. They left the bookcase kind of open. I don't know if that was on purpose or if that was lazy, but nonetheless, they left the bookcase open. So Dylan goes in, he's looking around, talking about this look different. Something's missing. I said, in that junk room, that hoarder's dream of a room. How did you notice that? No, Dylan. So Danielle, who is the most obvious person that is here. Lord have mercy. Danielle was a terrible traitor. I'm going to go out there and say it. Danielle was a terrible pick for a traitor, but she's all lurking around and she's doing everything but just go. Okay, so Danielle goes in there with him, trying to throw him off the scene. Sierra just is clueless, so she comes in as well. And I'm like, Sierra, what are you even looking for, girl? Come on, good sis, but whatever. So all of a sudden, Alan summons everybody outside. Y'all come on out. So everybody's nervous because why are we out here? What's tea? Why are we out here? So Alan lines everybody up and he said, look, 3 of you have been shortlisted by the traitors to be eliminated tonight. So now everybody is looking around like, what? Who is it? Oh my God, who is it? So come to find out, these are the 3 people. Y'all, this irritated me. I think this was a terrible pick. It was Nikki, Sierra, and Jeremy. This is atrocious. This is absolutely atrocious. This is a horrific choice of people. And this is why. When you have so many different people, right, everybody is floating a name. It would make sense to think, in my opinion, right, this is just my opinion, think back to the last round table. Who said somebody else's name as a traitor? That's who you target. Not the person that's a traitor, but the person that was suspecting them. Nikki and Sierra have not been suspecting anybody. I think this was chaotic and stupid, and it backfired, but whatever, right? So they have them get up in these caskets in a way that I'd have been like, send me home, because I'm not going to do it. Not going to happen. You want me to get in a casket alive? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, sorry. No ham, no Pam. Not going to happen. It's all dark and stuff up in there, but they get in and you can hear everybody's heartbeat. Because why am I laying in this casket? Oh, I couldn't do it. So they give them their, say your final words or whatever. And Sierra is like, I'm going to find out who y'all are and I'm going to F y'all up. I said, I know that's right, girl. Get into it. Jeremy is like, I'm gunning for you traitors, but if you pick me, I'll work with you. Nigga, that was a terrible statement, but whatever. I forgot what Nikki said because I don't even feel like it was worth it, right? So then we hear the casket, slam shut. Boom. I jumped because, oh my God, this was a lot. This was a lot, right? So then Alan is like, all right, going up to bed, y'all. Off you go. Off you go. Tom is looking all pensive, like, oh my God, going on up to bed. So we see the traitors link up. They come back down and we see they're talking. And Danielle is like, Jeremy has said my name. He has to go. And I'm like, okay. I am not agreeing with any of this strategy so far this season, but I ain't the one in the game, right? So, okay. So, Bob, the drag queen, swears that they eat, we eating. This gonna cause a whole bunch of confusion. Yeah, it caused a lot of confusion that got you sent home at the end. So, was it worth it? No, it wasn't. So, the anxiety of these people in these caskets, again, now their hearts are beating because they're hearing footsteps, and then you hear somebody hammering in. I couldn't. I would be up in there like, y'all, just take me. Okay. So the next morning at breakfast, the way that these housewives be effing up the breakfast this season is Robin. Every time we pan to Robin, she is buttering a bagel, buttering some toast. I said, Robin, are you hungry? But that's the way that Phaedra was effing up that food last season too. So Robin said, look, I think that Nikki and Jeremy have been traitors this entire time. And I'm like, what? Robin. So Gabby is like, well, last night, she's talking to, who's she talking to? It was Robin, Gabby, Brittany, and Chriselle. And she's like, look, I heard Danielle coming out of the bookcase last night. I know it was her voice. So everybody said, well, what? What do you mean? So now Carolyn is in her confessional saying that she does not feel good about this. Nobody listens to her, and they don't, Carolyn. Now, like I told y'all before, Carolyn makes me nervous. She's very fidgety. It would have my anxiety up because she's so fidgety. But Carolyn is making a lot of sense. It's interesting, very, very interesting how Carolyn is saying a lot of stuff that makes sense, and for whatever reason, they are choosing to ignore her. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know why they're doing this to her, but to me, it just, I don't know. I understand that we'll keep going. But I just feel like even though Carolyn is coming across kind of chaotic, a lot of what she's saying does make sense, and a lot of what they are choosing to do does not. It's just not making sense, right? So while more people are piling in, Robin brings up the bookcase, and Danielle, who does not have a poker face. How does she last on Big Brother, y'all? But Danielle does not have a poker face. She looks shook and nervous. So Danielle is like, well, me and Dylan, we were in the bookcase. And then Bob, the drag queen, was like, well, one of the new guys discovered the bookcase. And so, like, we all went up in it. It was a bunch of us. Now, Gabby feels that what she had going does not make sense anymore. No, Gabby, stand your ground because Danielle is the traitor, sis, okay? Danielle then said that, well, Gabby's not smart enough to be on her trail. Stop it. No, ma'am, stop it. Because, Danielle, you think that you putting on this grand performance, and sis, you're not. No, ma'am, you are not. So we find out Jeremy was eliminated. I said this shit here. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, y'all. Why would you hang out Sierra and Nikki to dry and they're not a threat? It doesn't. Okay, so Carolyn is all but a weep in her confessional because she was like, well, I didn't want him to go. And this is my friend. And I'm like, girl, what? There is no need for all this slow singing and flower bringing. At this point, stand your ground. Put your pussy on the table, Carolyn, and put your foot down. Make these people listen to you. You are just as much a traitor as they are, sis. Don't do this. Stop all them tears, Carolyn. Get yourself together, okay? So Nikki is saying that, look, we would hear the footsteps. Somebody was walking very, very light, very soft-footed. So Danielle was like, they was walking quiet. What? Yeah, Danielle. Yeah, she's talking about you. You were walking quietly. So they all decide that they believe that at least one of the people in the casket, or in the coffin, I should say, was a traitor. And I'm like, so now they honestly and truly believe that Nikki or Sierra will sacrifice themselves, blow their spot up by putting themselves into... Okay. Sure. To me, it doesn't make sense. But whatever. So we then pan over to everybody has dispersed from lunch or from breakfast, and now they're all kind of talking, trying to, get some strategy going, gets like, who we gonna target? So Tom is telling a couple people that he thinks that Sierra got recruited to be a traitor. And so then Robin is like, yeah, Sierra had time to prepare her reaction. What was her reaction, Robin? What was the reaction? Meanwhile, Wes is telling Ivor and Danielle that he thinks Nikki is the traitor. No proof, no logical rationale, just going off of vibes, I guess. Child, whatever. He don't even have no evidence. Nikki has done nothing indicative of a traitor. What is going on this season? So outside, Boston Rob is talking to a group of people, and they're talking about the theory of a traitor being in there. Now, Nikki is outside, and Nikki is like, no, I don't think a traitor was in the coffin. I think the traitor set it up to make it look like a traitor was in the coffin to set all of us up that were in there. And I said, ding, ding, ding. Come on, education. What is going on? Meanwhile, Dylan is still talking to Dolores. Dylan got his foot on Bob the drag queen's neck, and he is not lifting it. And Dolores is like, I believe you. I ain't ready to talk about it yet. I said, Dolores, girl, bye. So now it's time for the fourth challenge, all right? So the top picture shows that it's going to be like a little Stonehenge situation. So there are 10 bodies, and there are 18 heads. They got to take these bodies and these heads up this hill that's like, I guess they said like close to a mile long. Maybe they were being facetious when they said it, but it's a hike, and they got to put these bodies together. 10 bodies, 18 heads. Okay, you do the math. So basically, only 10 heads can go on the bodies. Every head has everybody's name on there. If you get your head up on the body, you are safe. You have a shield. Very, very easy. They have 45 minutes with $20,000 that is up for grabs. Okay? So, oh my God. Excuse me, y'all. I may have to edit. Okay, so there's no strategy. It's pure chaos when they go up there. Irritated me, stressed me out. How a lot of the men, mainly, who was it? It was Wes, Dylan, and Tom. The first thing that they do, they go grab a head and they run on up the ladder, or run on up the hill real quick. And I'm like, damn, the better strategy would have been for everybody to focus on getting all the bodies up the hill, because the bodies required 2 people. There are 18 of y'all, okay? There are 10 bodies. So what they could have done, if we are thinking, is 9 of those bodies could have got put up there lickety split right away. You put a man with a woman and you get that shit on up there. They're not thinking. It's all about going all out for yourself. Wes's motivation is he wants to target Nikki. We know Dylan's motivation is he wants to target Bob the drag queen. Who knows what Tom is doing? Tom just want to be in the number, honey. So they're going up this hill, And we see that Bob H, who is from The Biggest Loser, is having a hard time. And it's messing with him mentally because he used to be super, super fit and super in shape. And since he had his heart attack 7 years ago, where he must have had like a really, really bad one, where like maybe like a widowmaker, is that what it's called? He might have had a widowmaker where he had less than a 20% chance of surviving. So Derek is running by him and puts his head down to help Bob because he's like, let me go and put your head up here, Bob, because you are trying, right? So Bob is stressing out. He gets somebody to help him. It's a mess. It's very chaotic. It's all for self. Nobody's really working together. What I don't understand is how all these men just aren't thinking. It's such a dick slinging contest this season, and it's interesting and annoying, the misogyny that's going on with all the men being like, well, it's my way. I don't want to link up. I don't want to connect with any of the women to build an alliance. Is who I think it is, and like whatever. So they get done. And there are the 10 heads that are built. The 10 people that are safe with shields tonight are Tom, Bob the Drag Queen, Bob H, Boston Rob, Chriselle, Dolores, Brittany, Danielle, Wes, and Dylan. Those 10 people are safe. The remainders are up for elimination. So they're going through this. Bob H gives this nice speech about how he's thanking everybody for helping him, whatever the case. And then for whatever the boneheaded ass reason, Bob the Drag Queen is like, it should have been one of the new guys up there, y'all, because, I think one of them is a traitor. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? That threw me. I cannot believe Bob the Drag Queen did that. That was crazy and chaotic AF. But whatever. So now Boston Rob is looking like, what? So he's walking back with Derek and Wes. And they're talking, and they're like, "Look, we gotta get Bob the Drag Queen up out of here because now he's gunning for us." And he was. We not thinking. We not using our thinker. I am so disappointed in you, Bob the Drag Queen. That was silly, absolutely silly to do. So as they're driving in the car back, in one of the cars, Boston Rob is talking to the other new guys, and he's like, "Look, we got to get them up out of here. I can't even trust Bob the Drag Queen anymore." Meanwhile, over in Bob the Drag Queen's car, he is saying how I'm going to sleep so good tonight because 1, I got a shield, and 2, nobody thinks I'm a traitor. Bob these damn names, y'all, somebody got to go. Bob the Drag Queen, that is not true. Dylan has been calling you a traitor since jump. So the audacity, the gall, the temerity, the nerve for you to say that nobody thinks that you are a traitor is just delusional at its finest. What is going on? But whatever. So once they get back to the house, Boston Rob gets right to the shits. He goes and sets up his plan in motion to get Bob the Drag Queen up out of the game. Wes is trying to get Sierra to flip on Nikki. Nikki is not a traitor, Wes. Oh my God. And your reasoning being because she's a professional wrestler in the WWE youth, whatever. So Boston Rob goes and tells Danielle and Carolyn the plan. Danielle was like, absolutely not. We're going to focus on Nikki and Sierra. That's a stupid plan, Danielle. It's not a good plan. So Carolyn is like, I think it's too soon for us to be flipping on each other like this. But I'm like, Carolyn, put your foot down. You have not agreed. You have not wanted any of this to happen. You haven't. But I look at it this way. Y'all get Bob the, I keep want to say Bob the Builder, Lord. Get Bob the Drag Queen up out of here, right? Get Bob the Drag Queen up out of here. Then you can flip, you and Danielle can flip and get Boston Rob up out of here. Think a couple steps ahead, right? It is round table time. This was a lot, okay? So it's very pensive. It's quiet. Nobody knows what to say. There's all these different ideas being floated around, but nobody wants to say anything. We literally hear everybody's heartbeat because everybody is thinking about, okay, what should we do? So, Wes is the first to speak up, okay? So, Wes speaks up and he's like, look, Nikki, I'm gonna come for you, okay? Just to let you know. I said, oh, he's so polite. So Wes is like, look, Nikki, I think you're a traitor. I don't have any facts. I don't have any evidence. I don't have any real proof outside of the fact that you are a professional entertainment wrestler. And because I know that you guys come on and it's stunts and shows and it's fake, I think that is the reason that you might be a traitor. I said, oh, girl. Oh, Wes. So then Nikki is like, I believe silence is golden as a faithful. And Wes, you just did a bunch of rambling. And it's crazy because you've been here 2 days. So for you to come in and be suspecting me and have literally no proof, craziness. I said, damn, Wes, she ate you up real quick. Because, like, what are you doing? Robin said, look, we need to come. I don't know what to do. I said, oh, Robin. But Robin made a good point. The past couple round tables have been shit shows, right? We need somebody that has some confidence on who a traitor could be to step up and say something, right? So then Derek is like, well, I noticed that, Sierra, you didn't plead for, your life during last night during the little coffin situation. He was like, and I'm a detective. And what I know is that a lot of the perpetrators, when they come in and they're trying to evoke emotion and truth, they swear. I said, nigga, no. I said, sir, please, okay? The way that I will cuss, and it don't have to be me trying to prove my truth. Some people just swear. I have seen enough of Sierra on Summer House. That's how that lady talks. But for you to be like, because you said F y'all to the traitors, that makes you think that she's a traitor, you can't be good at your job. Oh my God. You can't be. There's no way. There's no way, because for that to be your rationale, whoa. Okay, my God. So then Boston Rob said, look, I'm going to get right to it. Since we've been here, okay, there is one person that has been running around. There is one person that I think is the traitor. There is one person that has been at the height, okay, of all the drama. There's one person that is leading the conversation. There is one person that is doing all of this. And you can tell that Bob the drag queen was like, oh my God, he's talking about me. He was like, and it's Bob the drag queen. I said, oh, you didn't get dramatic enough with it. You should have put your hand and threw your back and really, but he ain't theatrical like I am. So then Bob the drag queen said, look, I'll tell you a truth, but I would never tell you a lie. He was like, I swear to God, I'm a faithful. I said, oh, don't swear on God if you don't mean it. Okay, that rubbed me the wrong way. But then he was like, I have 9 words to y'all. I swear to God, I'm a faithful. Boston Rob was like, I got 2 words. You're not. I said, oh, it's spicy up in here. So Bob the drag queen is shook because why are y'all coming for me? What is going on? What happened? So now they are not fighting, but they're arguing back and forth and back, talking about some, you got me effed up, you scared of me, I'm that bitch. And I'm like, get into it. I loved it. I leaned back and said, okay, now we got a show. This is why we watch the Traitors, okay? Even Alan was in the background like, right. When Bob the drag queen said, Boston Rob, you want to be me. I said, I know that's right. Yes, imitation is the highest form of flattery. He want to be you, Bob the drag queen. I feel it. I feel it. Here's the thing. We could tell that Bob the drag queen was shook. He wasn't prepared for this because he didn't even get a chance to read Boston Rob down. So then Dylan is like, well, Bob, I think that you are an amazing actor, but I grew up with the actor, and Bob the drag queen was like, not a good one. I said, don't come for Zac Efron like that. Zac did phenomenal in High School Musical. I've never heard it, but I guess. But I did see Hairspray, and he was awesome in Hairspray as Link, okay? So Boston Rob said, look, if I'm wrong, you can get rid of me next. I said, woo. Okay. Now it's time to vote, y'all. Let's get to the votes. So they're going around, okay, and it's like Bob, Rob, Carolyn, Traitor. Like, I'm just saying a bunch of names, but it's going around. The way that I got so upset when Nikki and Sierra's names came up, then somebody spelled Sierra's name wrong. What in the microaggression was that about Nikki? Girl, bye. You know, who spells their name Ceara? You know damn well it ain't how you spell her name. That pissed me off. Nikki, you are on my list now, right? So, you see the pain. You see the pain. You see the pain on Bob the drag queen's face when Danielle voted for him. You can tell his flabber was gassed at y'all. He couldn't believe it, right? So he gets up and he's super convincing and he's like, I told y'all I would tell you the truth. I would never tell you a lie. I swore to God. Oh, but I'm a faithful. I said, huh? So everybody's cheering. You better hell yeah, just going up. And I'm looking like, Boston Rob, it's a target on your back, baby. Did you realize that? No, you didn't. Because you sat up there and said, you know for a fact that Bob the drag queen was a traitor. But okay. So after this, everybody is all on, Boston Rob's and nutsack. They are geeked. Oh, that's the wrong scene. They are geeked or whatever. So while they're going through and doing this, it's becoming painfully obvious to some of the other people that Boston Rob might be a traitor. So they're sitting there talking, and Danielle is pissed. Now she's crying in her confessional. Girl, save them tears for later, because while I understand the allegiance, Bob the drag queen would have flipped on you if he needed to too. But whatever. So Dylan is once again unknowingly throwing Boston Rob underneath the bus, because he's like, I wasn't even gonna go for Bob the drag queen tonight until Boston Rob told me he had my back and I'm with this. Meanwhile, Wes is in the kitchen and he was like, how does someone know if somebody is truly a traitor? How do you know, right? And Ivor was like, well, because right. Only a traitor can say with such certainty that another player is a traitor. Boston Rob, you're in danger. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, we see Sierra ask Danielle and Sam, why is Sam there? Sam don't talk. Sam don't say nothing. I don't even think Sam talks in the round tables. He's just there. But Sierra asked them, do you guys still think one of the new players is a traitor? The way Danielle said, yep, so quickly, Boston Rob, it's like, you're a target. So in the turret later, Danielle and Carolyn are looking at Rob like, what the F? What are you doing? What's going on? How did we get here? Y'all, this was such a good episode. If you made it this far in the video, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, leave your comments down below. How did you feel about their strategy? I think that if they would have targeted, this is what they should have did. They should have gotten rid of Sierra or Nikki to pin it on Jeremy to be a traitor. But them going and getting rid of Jeremy and then leaving it up between Sierra and Nikki, to me, that was silly. But let's talk about it down below. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.